Alright, moving on with our Midway Solitaire optional rules game. We're on Operation Moresby, MO, and the Moresby route has been activated as the next offensive operation for the Japanese. You can see here they redeployed, and odds are, and it fits into the story real good, although it's all just random. But turn before they pulled out of the Solomons with whatever forces they had left, which wasn't much. But they must have pulled back, and there's the force right there that came from the Solomons, the first carrier strike force. And I think it's got a couple carriers in it still. But we'll be checking them for movement, and they're going to come down. And they switched from the Solomons route and redeployed last turn over here, so there must be a big offensive coming on up through here. The thing of it is, we do have one task force. Ooh, there's three of them: invasion, covering, and guard. The only thing we don't have is carriers. So wow, that's just, and I don't know if I know it's just a shit draw, but man, the only thing they know is carriers, and they redeployed, so that works out almost too good. That's almost scary the way that worked out. So anyway, we got to roll for these guys and see if they move. Bad thing about it is here for the U.S., and this is the Moresby route. You won't be counting these units here, although it's still part of Red Bull. Their main concern is the Solomon's part of Red Bull, I guess. I'm not sure how that works, but anyway. We don't have no task forces. All we got protecting us is some infantry here on Port Moresby, I guess. The objective of the Japanese. And we have some more aircraft and infantry on Australia itself. What's his name? Oh, Spruance. Task Force 16 are on their way. They had to pull off of Solomon's route, but they won't get there in time for this turn anyway. So there you go. Now the first thing goes on with the Japanese is their search segment, where they search for United States Navy task forces in range. But like I just got done saying, there's no task forces here, so we'll be skipping that and going on to their movement segment. And on each activated route line, determine the movement for each Imperial Japanese task force. And the route order given at 6-1. So we'll be rolling. First for the guard unit. And they'll all have to stop right here when I hit the Port Moresby, but let's go ahead and roll fire. There's a 3 movement for the guards. There's 2 spaces, so they'll move on to Moresby and stop. Next for the covering force. 2 covering force, 1 space, Moresby and stop. Invasion force, 6. Ooh, we got going on there. 2 spaces, so they're all here and stopping. And last but not least, we have our carrier strike force still at the home base in Japan, but he will roll also for his unit. Ooh, a 6 for the carrier strike force. 3 spaces. He's on his way. What doesn't that make sense? 1, 2, 3, and here he is. Wow. Came from there. 1, 2, 3. All going according to the Japanese plan. Kind of spooky the way the AI's all working out. Okay, we got it. We got to work it out for us. Movement table. Blah 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 blah. Follows towards US. Yep. Or they must end their movement, which we just did. I think we're good. Now the thing of it is, after we've had our movement segment, we must determine if you would pick one incident marker, which we do need to do. So here comes the incidents again. Everybody's moved. What is randomness? What is Lady Luck? Go at us. Good luck for the Allies, bad luck for the Allies. Good luck for the Japanese, bad luck for the Japanese. The result is, it's a submarine too. Alright, we got another incident, but that's good for us. So this will happen during the Japanese, let's see here, submarine. If drawn during the an Imperial Japanese task force may be subject, yeah, drawn, so it's good for us. And what do you see here? A 2 or less to damage them. We're going to get a hit, so that's good. It's a better submarine incident. Alright, take a little break here. We'll figure out which one of these are getting ambushed. The U.S. has subs in the area. We'll be back. Alright, so U.S. Navy subs in the area. And the first thing we do is spot all these task forces that are closest to this area. But I think they would have been spotted anyway because they're on a U.S. objective space, so that was probably redundant. But that's the first thing you do is you spot them. All right, one task force in that space is subject to a submarine attack. If more than one task force is in the space, pick one at random. All right, we'll pick one here at random. Around and around we go. Which one we're going to get? Well, nobody knows. We'll get this one. It'll be the invasion. Oh, that'd be great. Sink those troops carriers. Alright, here's one that's going to be subject to the incident. Alright, first though, they get a chance to have some anti-submarine warfare. Alright, for each unit in the task force. Oh, you know what? There's no, there's not going to be any of this. These are transports. We might have hit the mother load. Let me see here. Invasion AL. And then Invasion AL is for Aleutians, which is up there. But in an optional rules game, we switched it up so we wouldn't get the, hate to use the same word again, redundancy, and same units being on each one of these routes. You get to mix it up a little bit. So Invasion AL, here you go. Here's what is in the Invasion AL Task Force. It is a transport. It is a cruiser. Unfortunately for the Japanese, that doesn't provide them with any anti-submarine warfare. We'll take that. Let's put this Japanese unit underneath the transport to signify he's being transported. Alright, here we go. Next. Oh, we don't get to perform that, so the submarine attacks one naval unit. Roll one die. The result is less than or equal to the number printed, so we get to roll one and roll for 2 or less to sink the transport. Yeah. Attacks one naval unit. Yep, we want to go for the transport. One die. 2 or less. Beats a 1 or less. 2 or less. Yes! Alright, what we gonna do here? What's all the hit? Going procedure. Any result has no effect. Alright. There's no hits to hit table. Alright, we want to hit a transport. Roll for no effect. Roll to damage, roll to sink. So anything above a 2, looking for a high number. Anything above a 2 is looking for a high number to sink this transport. High number, we only get a 2. Alright. Attacking and transport with a 2 he is damaged. Alright. Well, let me see what we do with all these infantry and everything on there, but that's definitely a success. We'll be right back. Alright, so we put them in the damaged pile. Transport and infantry as well. I guess they go with them. But invasion task force back with the rest of their task forces around Moresby. That was key. And our incident marker goes back in. We are done with the let's go back here. Movement segment. They've all moved and they're all around Moresby. Unfortunately for them, their transportation infantry just got sunk. So they won't be landing any troops there. So I'm pretty sure that this little offensive. Just went moot. Alright, let's see what's going on. U.S. Navy reaction. He moved, we get to react. Launch any U.S. Navy naval aircraft, bombers, and fighters. Launch any U.S. Navy naval aircraft and land attack aircraft for CAP missions. Alright, so there won't be no naval aircraft because we don't have that in the area, but we might have some fighters for CAP missions. There's one. That's it. So we'll go ahead and put him on up. Over Moresby. It's a reduced squadron. I guess just one plane left in it, or you could say, or whatever way you want to do that, but it was a squadron of planes. It's been reduced, but he's on cap over Moresby. No cappers over here, so that's the only one. U.S. Imperial Japanese Navy Air Unit Launch Segment. Oh, yeah. So, they're going for it. They're going for Port Moresby. We'll see what units they have. They'll be launching from Red Bull, I guess. First Carrier Strike Force. And that's it. Imperial Japanese Navy Launch Segment. We don't get to have a reaction. Okay. Mutual combat, though. When I come above my Port Moresby and run into my cap, my weak cap units, my one little plane circling above on combat air patrol. We'll be back. All right. Imperial Japanese Navy Air Unit Launch Segment. And they can launch their air units against any spotted task force or base that's been spotted. We have the covering task force, and they're stacked here with the invasion AL, but in the covering force it consists of a light carrier, so Ryujo or Ruijo. All right, and a destroyer, but the Ruijo, we got to check him out. And find out what his complement of planes will be. And here you go. The Ruijo has these planes here that are going to have to be assigned targets. There you go, on the Ruijo. And here, Veiled Eye Bombers, alright. That is them. Now in the first Carrier Strike Force, we have the Hiru. Hiru? Yeah, we'll call it the Hiru. Alright, the Hiru consists of 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to take all these planes here. We'll put them over here. We'll put them out. Well, put them right here. Hirus. Rejos. There you go. Hiru's got a squadron that's been reduced. Alright. Another carrier in the first Carrier Strike Force will be the Tsukaika. The Tsukaiku. Tsukaiku. Where's your complement of planes? Here you go. A couple squadrons on each one. Let's see, he's been reduced too. His squadron's been reduced. Alright, well I think that's going to do it. Highways, yep. Alright, first Carrier Strike Force. Let me get this all straightened out before I get too ahead of myself, and we'll be right back. Alright then, we are ready. There's the first Carrier Strike Force, and the ship's to compromise that force, covering force with just its light carrier, and I think it's got escorts. Invasion forces only down to cruisers. It lost its transports to U.S. submarine warfare, and the guard force, which consists of looks like it's just a cruiser. Covering, invasion, and guard are all around Moresby. I have to remember that the first Carrier Strike Force is in spot MO2. Alright, that is it. Now we have to launch. Nice little compliments of launching. Nice little compliments of squadrons, rather, should I say. Getting prepared to launch. There they are. Alright, their target is going to be, I guess, this coastal defense unit. There you go. We got a unit on cap. Put him up here. Cap spot. Alright. And then over here, we got our units to airfield of B-25. Looks like B-29, no B-25. So here you go. We'll do it this way. Coastal defense unit and an infantry down there. Cap. And these are all the ships involved. We will be assigning these units here to these spots here. We got to roll and see what it is. It's all going to be an attack objective, unless some of these fighters are rather our intruders, our escorts, or cap. All right, we'll be back. Take a little break. Have a little fun with Joseph Miranda, veteran gamer. Been watching videos on all these game designers. They go way back. Have fun with your game there, Mr. Miranda. Be back. All right, we are ready to assign some missions on this Moresby route and a Japanese push. They're getting close. Could be a sudden death loss for the Allies if they get to the home base. That's the conditions for a sudden death victory, or at the end of the game. You don't want them to have these green spots, those green boxes. So I had a friend come over today. As a matter of fact, he just left, and he's on disability. He used to work with me, but he's disabled, and he was telling me about how he misses everybody at work and all that stuff. But he's says he climbs the walls looking for something to do, and I told him, I said, oh, there you go. I said, if you get into history, he says, nah, I don't really get into history, so that pretty well knocks it off. But I know how that is. Some of those people, when they get retired or something, they look at those four walls. But as a matter of fact, that's why I thought maybe he might be interested, is because he's got a Reichshoven's War, an old Avalon Hill classic, and I told him I'm going to give him $20, $30 for it. He said, oh, it's like brand new. So I might be adding me a nice little classic game. He was telling me about that. He said he was talking about it tonight, and he was saying how him and his friends would play it, but it'd take. He goes, the only problem is it'd take a couple of days or a week to play a game, and they'd come over for a couple of hours, and then this guy couldn't come over this day or that day, so it sounded like something you do when you were a lot younger, back in the day when Reichshoven's War was in its day. But yeah, maybe get me a copy of that game. All right, we're gonna go here to assignments for these units here. We'll go ahead and roll for the Hyru's Vale dive bomber, I guess. Let's see what we got here. 3. Oh, air mission table for a naval aircraft bomber. Naval aircraft bomber with a 3. He will attack the task force. Well, there's no task force here, so if there's no spotted task force within, sorry about that, the range of the bomber, and there is a U.S. controlled objective space, yeah. So we already knew that. He will go to attack objective, and that's pretty well what everybody's going to do unless they get a CAT mission or an intruder escort mission. Next one is reduced squadron from the Hyru. It's mostly a fighter. Naval aircraft with a 1. Ooh, you know what? Then we might get away with some. Oh, naval aircraft fighter with a 1 up. No, he always gets a cap, so he will be capping above, I guess, Rabul. Oh wait, no, he's a Hyru. Where is the Hairu? It's in the first Carrier Strike Force's spot, so he will be going on a cap mission. Oh, I'm gonna put him on cap here. Yeah, I'll put him on cap. There you go. Combat Air Patrol. Next is we got a bomber from the Ryujo Naval Aircraft Bomber. 4. Naval Aircraft Bomber on a mission determination. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attack the task force. There is no task force, so he will be attacking the objective. 2 of them on there. Next, another fighter with a 2. That is a naval aircraft fighter. A 2 cap. He's up there looking for our units too. They got a couple nice little cap units on there. All right, 2 more. This is bomber naval aircraft. Oh. Pause. Reroll. 3 for a NAC bomber. 1, 2, 3. Looking for that good no launch result, but not getting that. Attack the task force, which is attack the objective. So you got these guys here coming on down that coastal defense unit using that bottom number. 1, 2s, and a 2, so not too bad. Next we got a reduced squadron of fighters, naval aircraft with a 2. Aircraft fighters with a 2, and it's all caps except for air escort. So here you go. We are all assigned coming into the coastal defense unit, flying combat air patrol over their respective carrier groups or task forces. We got 1 fighter up in the air against these guys, not much. Then we got the coastal defense unit using that top number for them, and I guess the old Australian infantry been throwing up some small arms fire. But that is it. We will resolve this attacks coming on up. All right, we're continuing with our Imperial Japanese Navy play. They moved their task force. We've reacted. Now we're at the air unit launch segment. Air units have all been launched. I did something a little bit different though. These are my task forces that have been spotted. Let me go ahead and move these on up here now. But and their ships, so that way I know which one goes to who. But they are the big battles right here at Moresby. Now I got the first carrier strike forces that has launched some planes, but he's not going to be involved in the battle area, so I moved him on out here. He's unspotted. These guys are all spotted because they're actually in objective hex where Moresby is, so we can see them. These are the launched planes from all these task forces here and first carrier strike force. So you can see here we got some caps over, well, I guess it'd be this carrier here. I might have to put some caps over on top of the first carrier strike force. I'll have to find out which one's which. Oh, to read you is the only one that's down here. Oh, there you go. These guys here, that's the only ones actually over the battle. These guys here are over the reduced strength, but they're over the first carrier strike force and a cap, so I guess that's the best way to represent that. And this is the only fighter that's actually in the battle area. I got my cap fighter over Moresby, but that's what we're really looking at here to get it more straightened out. So we're going to proceed with the combat procedure. Look over this real quick and we'll be right back. Alright then, here we are on the Port Moresby route. And I think I got this all set up right here. First carrier strike force. Oh, nope, not there. That's Raoul. There you go, first carrier strike force. Some units on cap. We will begin with the Japanese attack on Port Moresby. Now, they are not landing any troops yet, I don't see. On these ships here, there's just cruisers. Cruisers, and a carrier, and a battleship. Ooh, there you go. Little fat battleship. But I don't see any troop transports, unless they're with the 1st Carrier Strike Force. Let's look over here real quick. Under 1st Carrier Strike Force, take a look at the ships real quick. Did some dusting and I kind of knocked everything around. I get to play this maybe a few hours a week. Alright, we got a couple carriers, destroyer, and another destroyer. So he don't have no infantry to land. So he can't. You see here, 1st Carrier Strike Force has a capacity of 7 ships. Alright, so that's kind of goofy. I don't know. I don't understand that. Let me look here. 1st Carrier Strike Force. There are no infantry anywhere in this optional rules. Midway Solitaire. You have to have infantry. So that's good. Good for us. They can pound the heck out of it, but they will not be landing any infantry on here. Is there infantry? Nope. Alright. That's that. We will go down here to the Combat Procedure. Air-to-air stat. Fire all area and combat factors are at enemy air units. Cap fighters may fire at attacking fighters and bombers. So, we get 1st strike, but we only got a reduced squadron. He's got a strength of 1, so we will be trying to. We'll go with this. Boy, it's about. I guess the bottom numbers what we're looking at here. I really want to go for this one here. That's going to try to shoot us down. The heck with their cat fighter. We're going after their bomber. I'll go after this big old fat Val right here. We need our 1 or less, our top number. Taking a Hail Mary shot. Ain't no good. Alright. Oh, fire cap fighters. Attacking escort intruder fighters may fire at cap fighters. Alright. Attacking escort intruder, we'll see. He's on top. Capping. But they're attacking. So he really don't have nobody to shoot at. Unless he wants to shoot at him. But don't see anything. Escort may attack, fire, cat fighters, attacking escort intruders. Nope, I don't think that goes, so let's hold off here. Bombers may fire at fighters that fire on the bombers. Alright, so he shot at him. That number parentheses is the old rear gunner, I guess. Looking for 2 or less. Put my squadron out of commission. We survived that one. Alright, that'll take care of that. Now, we do have some optional rules. Anti-aircraft fire, but that's only if my planes are attacking a Japanese ships, which isn't happening right now. So we'll go down to this again. Bombers, or there you go. Fire all ground and naval units at combat. Air combat factors, enemy air units. So that's where this comes in at. So again, we'll take 1 pock shot at the old Vale bomber that's coming down on us. 2 or less for that top anti-aircraft number. No good. So now, the old Australian will put up some small arms fire, looking for 1 or less. Did I get a shot? Through the windshield, through the eyeball. Oh no. That's probably a justifiable rule when it comes to what they're trying to do. Alright here. Oh. All ground units. Fire all air units, naval combat factors, enemy naval units. We don't have any naval units there. We're Port Moresby and we are Naval Task Force less. Got one coming over here, Task Force 16, but he won't be there yet. So the fight's going on now. Fire all units and fire all units eligible ground units. Huh. Fire all ground units and naval units and air units. We did that. Anti-naval. There. Fire all eligible air ground step. That's what we're looking for. Eligible ground units. We'll be doing that with this group of fighters or bombers. Bottom numbers are anti-ground, our ground attack number. So we'll be looking for a 1 or less. I'm trying to put my coastal defense unit out of commissione. Looking for a 1 or less. There you go. He doesn't get it. Let's get this on over here. Here comes the 2 Veil dive bombers, and they got the best chance. Mostly better against naval units. But against my coastal defense, they'll need a 2 or less. We'll roll that twice. Oh, paused on. All right, bad bombing run, 2 or less. Oh, that didn't go in. We're just having a time here. 4. All right. Now for the last one. Looking for that magic 2 or less. No good. No good. All right, that'll work. Old Moresby came through. Eligible ground units, surface engagement, fire all naval units, counter enemy surface naval units. We don't have that. It's amphibious assault. Now this is key. The current battle is taking place on the U.S. Navy-controlled Imperial Japanese Navy objective space. The Imperial Japanese Navy transports our president. You must conduct an amphibious assault. This is what they need, but we don't have any transports. So therefore, battle conclusion. No matter what the result of the first 6 steps, all battles are complete. All right. Let's see here. Now, where do you find out? There are more than one task force. No effect. To the space about surviving ground is determined if a side may have to retreat. Where do I find that out? And I know there's a spot here. Let's see. Execution. I'm just on the next page. Oh, combat resolution. Oh, hit resolution, targeting priority, applying hits. It tells you here in a second. We'll be right back. Okay, then all you gotta do is what the game tells you to do. We know combat, you go over here to mutual return segment. You look underneath mutual return segment, and there has a little clause in here. If there are both U.S. Navy and Imperial Japanese forces in the same space, then if A, there are task forces in an Imperial Japanese Navy space, the U.S. task force must objective space is towards the nearest home base. Task forces are in an Imperial Japanese control. Oh, it's not controlled yet. That's true. It is still U.S. Navy control. That's the key. So we don't want to look at that. Controlled objective space. If the task forces are a U.S. Navy controlled objective space, the task force must withdraw once. They got to withdraw, which is fine. All right, let me get these guys straightened out. I got to return planes, everything, and these guys got to get back here with the 1st Carrier Strike Force. We'll be right back. All right, battle board cleared. We're all set. Moresby survived, and it was a. I guess they need to keep on attacking, but they need to get some infantry in there. They can't do nothing, so it's just kind of just a. I don't know what kind of push it is. They can't get no infantry on Moresby, so they can't do nothing there. So a little bit of shortcomings on the AI, but you can see their coastal defense unit, or their defenses on Red Bull, have been reduced. But they do have a nice complement of fighters and bombers. So this Red Bull base may be reduced because it's got a capacity of 5. But you see that number up in the upper right in parentheses. It's been reduced to 3. So it could have been a stronger base. We need to pound that again. As far as their task forces here, I got 3 that are spotted that had to retreat because their attack on Mosby was repelled, or was lame. It didn't really have much steam to it. And first carrier strike force is there too, so they might have a little bit of left to try bombing old Mosby again. How do I pronounce that? Moresby? Moresby. Port Moresby. Alright, there you go. And this is an optional rule. Coastal defense unit, looks like. But it's still intact. We still have a couple reduced squadrons. Fighter. And we still have some Australian units there protecting the port. So there you go. That is the extent of it. Mutual return segment, we've done that. Now we're on the Imperial Japanese morale segment. Now that only comes into play if we sunk a battleship or a carrier, which we didn't do. So we'll go to their logistics segment. We'll be winding this on down here. Oop, you'll put this control marker back on. Port Moresby. Alright, what we got here? Logistics. Damage units, see, they have been repaired. Repair conducted for Japanese base units, reduced land attack craft, and carriers only. So they can only repair their coastal defense units and their land attack craft. They cannot repair their naval attack, or their naval aircraft, rather. I keep on saying attack. It's aircraft, land aircraft, naval aircraft. The conducting repair, consult the Imperial Japanese Navy repair table, locate the unit type, attempting repair, then roll one die and cross reference to unit type, blah 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 blah. Damaged units. Battleship can't be repaired. Transport can't be repaired. And that's damaged units. Damaged units. Doesn't say anything about eliminated. Attack craft repair, don't have that. Base repair, nope. Carrier repair, none of them damaged. One of them are destroyed though. Damaged unit display, that's what it says. Alright, so that will be, what do they call that? Moot? Maybe I'm using that word wrong. Result is a DR is no effect, blah blah blah. Alright. It's our phase now. U.S. Navy G1. This is where we get it on. See what's going on here. Alright, now I think I might make this a video. I got a bunch of them stashed up, I think, from last time. So let's upload and make this a video. We'll be back when we continue. We'll be doing some offensive operations. Be right back. Alright, we're going to go ahead and call this a video, but when we come back, we skip something on this assault. And that was these ships that are here in this Port Moresby get to use their anti-ground factors, which is a 2, a 4, and a 2. That battleship's got a big. But these guys get to shoot at these also. So, and these guys here have an anti-naval fire of 1. None for the infantry, but the coastal defense unit can shoot at these ships. So, totally forgot about that. Skipped it over. We will do that when we come back. Calling this a video. Be right back.